Welcome. My name is Kim Menninger. I'm an executive coach, career strategist, and the president of Executive Career Success. I'm going to talk today about 5 critical interview questions you must ask. Before any interview, you want to be prepared to ask questions. You understand as an executive that you'll need to ask questions during an interview, but if you're like most, you probably view this more as a formality. You create a list of questions for show, but you focus most of your interview preparation on how you'll respond to the interviewer's questions. You want to take advantage of the interview process. Most executives forget that the interview is as much for them as it is for the employer. You're not simply there to convince the hiring manager that you're right for that role. You want to gather information that will help you determine whether or not this is the right fit for you. Asking powerful questions also allows you to present yourself as the best candidate. By asking questions, you can better frame your responses to the interviewer's questions. Use questions to clarify, gain additional context, and get a deeper sense of the hiring manager's approach so that you can best shape your responses and present yourself as the best candidate for the role. So which questions should you ask? Here are 5 critical questions that you must ask in every interview. Number 1, why is this position open? Before you step into a new role, you want to understand the circumstances under which you're being hired. Is this a new position in a growing group? Was the previous person fired for lack of performance? Or was the last person a rock star with huge shoes that you're going to have to fill? Why is this question important? Each of these scenarios has important implications. By asking the question, you'll gain a deeper understanding of the type of environment you'd be stepping into, any baggage associated with the position, and the expectations of the person who takes that role. Number 2, you want to ask what keeps you up at night. This question provides you with important insights into the hiring manager as well as the overall group. As the hiring manager reveals more of his or her frustrations or challenges, you'll gain a deeper understanding of the problems that are facing your would-be organization. This is another great way to assess whether or not this is an environment you even want to be part of. So why ask the question? This question allows you to strategically position yourself as the solution to the challenges that are raised. As you learn more about the issues that are confronting your group, be sure to share specific ways in which you've successfully approached similar challenges in the past. When you do, you'll end up being much more memorable to the interviewer. Number 3, what is the criteria for success in this role? Before you take a new role, you want to understand how the hiring manager defines success. What qualities is he or she looking for in an employee? What goals are you expected to achieve in the short and long term? Are those goals formally assigned, or is it more informal? Why ask the question? You want to know, how will you be measured? How does the hiring manager as well as the company evaluate its employees? How is feedback communicated? Is there a formal review process, or is it more of an informal process? These questions not only allow you to understand their expectations, but they also give you a window into their management style, which again can help you better evaluate whether or not this is the right role for you. Number 4, do you have any reservations about my candidacy? Many people are afraid to ask this question for fear of how the interviewer will respond, but it's a powerful opportunity to gauge where you stand in the moment. Even if the interviewer doesn't provide a very candid response, his or her body language will likely reveal some important information. Many executives leave an interview believing that it went well without actually validating that. This is your opportunity to get early feedback. So why ask the question? Again, this question allows you to respond to any objections that might be raised. Perhaps the hiring manager misunderstood one of your responses or didn't get a sufficient understanding of one of your skills. If he or she provides those concerns, you now have an opportunity to immediately address any objections that are raised and reinforce your candidacy before you leave that room. Number 5, what are the next steps? Seems like an obvious question, but many fail to ask. You want to understand the next steps before you leave the room. Why? Because you want to know the timeline for next steps so that you understand the process and won't be left wondering when to expect a response. It also allows you to follow up appropriately if you don't hear back within the time frame that was provided. Asking powerful interview questions is a great way to help you differentiate yourself from your competition. Because most executives treat interviews as an interrogation rather than a two-way dialogue, your questions will help you shine. And you'll also gather important information to help you decide whether or not this is a position that's right for you. If you're an executive who's thinking about making a career change but you're not sure if it's the right time, get your complimentary copy of my report, 5 Surefire Signs It's Time to Change Your Executive Career, and the most powerful step you can take today to launch your new executive career. Thank you.